I'm just here with today's guest, Pete Lee. Well, he's showing me his very cute dog. Hello and welcome. Thank you for doing this.
Welcome to Dog Talk with Steph and Pete.
Couple dogs sitting here. Are you covered in dog hair? No, I guess you're not.
I actually, I was going to go to CVS because this is what I'm going to wear to our show at the Improv later. And I was putting my dog's harness on him earlier, and like I just like put him on this sweatshirt, and it had dog hair all over it, but apparently it fell off before.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah, it looks great.
So I like that you're doing a harness. Do you do a front clip or a back clip?
Oh God, I can show you the thing on my phone, but I don't know how. It looks like one of those like military bulletproof vests. Like it's like because he's a service animal, so like he looks like a military dog when I travel with him in the airport.
Actually a service dog?
He's like a real one that's got trained and everything like that.
Oh really? Okay,
yeah.
Because I also have a service dog.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing. Susan is a very well-trained English cream golden retriever, very good temperament. So even today on a hike, I'm walking down and I've seen this guy before up Griffith. He's like a dog trainer, and he was like, Susan immediately lies down on her back by this little tiny dog, and he's like, very well-trained dog. And I'm like, yeah, you should see her when she has zoomies. But he's like looking at her. He's like, do you take her to, is she a service dog? And I'm like, I was going to go through it, but it's a lot of training and stuff.
It's so much.
It's just too much. And I was like, I was going to take her because I live close to Sickett's Hospital and the Ronald McDonald House. I'm like, I was going to take her to like sit with the kids. And I'm like, I emailed them both, and they're like, no, they need to have like 3-4 years of training. And I'm like, no. And I told him this. He's like, no. He's like, call every hospital. Every hospital is different in LA. So I'm like,
well,
or senior homes.
Legally, you can actually train your dog yourself. That's like because they didn't want there to be like a price point entry into the service animal thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but we spent the money. It was crazy. It was so much time, so much money, and it just.
How long?
It was probably like 3 months of stuff, and then, but it was like $5,000. Like, Jesus,
that's more than our Kybella, which we're going to get into very soon.
Which we're totally going to get into. But can I tell you a quick story about the service? So I was on an American Airlines flight it was last week, and like, you know me, I'm like a very good-natured, good-tempered person, and this flight attendant, she comes like darting at the dog, and you're not allowed to pet service animals. Everybody knows that. He's wearing a vest that says, "Do not pet me." Like I'm not friendly. Do not pet me.
Yeah.
And when we got Diesel trained, like he used to be a big biter. Like if people came within like a 3-foot halo of him, he'd be like, "Ha!" And so we trained that out of him. Now he's got like maybe like a 4-inch halo, or maybe if you like really, if you touch him and you like really rough him up, then he's like, no, now you're dead. You know, like, because he just wants to snuggle and murder. Like he wants to do those two things. So this flight attendant, she's one of those like veteran flight attendants, you know, that she's probably been around since, you know, the 80s or whatever. And she like starts darting at him. She's like, oh, I'm gonna pet your dog. And I like literally kind of like boxed her out. And I was like, no. I was like, you can't pet him. I'm like, you just can't pet him. And she goes, I pet all the dogs. And I was like, well, you don't pet mine.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry.
You don't pet mine.
Sorry.
And it's going to be something that you're going to have to live with on this flight. So I'm sitting there with him on my lap because sometimes he gets cold on a cold flight. So he's got this little like puffer jacket thing and he looks like
he have like a hood?
It doesn't have a hood, but it has like a collar. So he looks like one of those rich guys that moved to Montana and bought a Range Rover. And he's like, no, I'm one of the locals. You know, like that's what Diesel looks like. And well, I'm putting this vest on him, and she comes up and grabs his face, like look at this microphone, like this, and then she kisses him on the mouth.
No, after you said, "Do not touch my dog."
Do not touch my dog, and I go, whoa. And where are you from originally, by the way?
Toronto.
You're from Toronto, okay. So like that's like East Coast sort of a vibe and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I lived in New York for 12 years, and like the New York just activated, and I go, whoa. I go, do not touch my dog. I go, don't kiss my dog. And she has this stance like, you don't talk to a flight attendant that way. And she goes, I'll kiss your dog. She goes, I kiss all the dogs. I go, I know. You told me that you touch all the dogs.
Oh my God.
You told me that you touch all the dogs. And I was like, this is not okay. Meanwhile, like all the people in first class,
excuse me. Well.
First class
got
over
that
here.
American Airlines mileage plus card. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, everybody's turned around now because they're like, wow, there's like a fight happening.
Yeah,
like
thinking it's a Karen happening.
Yeah, like I'm about to get duct taped to my seat. I'm like mad. And I was like,
I can't picture you mad. Also,
I was like, well, I get like real serious, you know.
Okay.
And I was like, do not touch my dog. And she's like, and she comes over to touch him again, and I like kind of pull him away.
What's her problem?
I go, is there something wrong with you? I go, seriously. I was like, you need to listen to me. I go, this is a service animal, and you're not allowed to. I go, you shouldn't be harassing service animals or their or their handlers. I was like,
you leave them alone.
Yeah, I was like, just leave me alone. And she goes, is there a reason why you don't want me to touch your dog? And I go, yeah, because you're not supposed to touch service animals. And at this point, I'm like talking this loud. I'm like,
yeah.
And so I'm sitting in first class.
Is there somebody beside you?
There's somebody beside me who's just like,
yeah, what are they doing?
They're just looking at me like it's about to go down.
Yeah,
you know?
They had the phone out. Was the phone out?
Yeah,
did you see phones out?
I did see phones out, but nobody had started recording yet. But I actually wish that they would have, because I was so in the right, you know?
Yeah.
And I was so in the right, and I was so aggravated that I'm like, am I in the wrong here? Like am I going to look like an asshole online if this gets put online? So I'm in first class. Nicole is like 2 rows behind me in coach, because we got one upgrade for the whole flight.
Yeah. And
so
you're like, fuck you, bitch.
Well, the first
hit the toilets.
Yeah, hit the toilets. You got an engagement ring. Now you sit in coach. Well, no, it was because the first flight she was in first class, and then we flip flopped.
Thank God you added that part in.
Yeah,
Otherwise I'd be like, get the fuck off my podcast.
Yeah, what a douchebag. Yeah, exactly. I actually wanted her to have this seat, and I wish that she would have, because I would have been sitting in coach with the dog, and none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
And so anyway, like Nicole, my phone starts going like, and Nicole's like, is there a problem? She's like, I hear you yelling right now. So like the rest of the plane heard me like yelling at this lady.
God.
So then she grabs my dog by the face, and he's like wriggling.
Again?
Yeah, and she kisses him again. She goes, I'll kiss your dog if I want. And
this is psychotic.
This is psychotic. And I go, never do that again. I go, walk away. I literally said this to her, and I go, walk away. You need to walk away right now. And she's like, or else what? And I was like, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I was like, I'm not going to get on a no-fly list. So she goes up to the gate agent and like tattles on me, like she's going to try to put me on a no-fly list.
Oh, so you guys not flown yet? You haven't taken off yet?
We hadn't even taken off yet.
Oh.
So the ticketing agent comes down, and she's like, hey, she's like, we've had problems with this flight attendant before. She's like, what was happening? I go, she's touching my dog. She kissed my dog. And like,
not to 7,000 times.
Yeah. She asked all the people around me. Everybody was silent. This little kid who was sitting caddy corner.
Nobody wanted to answer.
Nobody wanted to answer.
You fucking pussies.
They don't want to.
That's psychotic.
They didn't want to be narcs or something like that.
Oh my God.
Also, maybe I was such an asshole to her that they were like, maybe this guy's got a problem. But this little kid, he goes, yeah, she was trying to touch his dog. She grabbed the dog's face. The dog. So here's what happened. She grabbed the dog's face, like, and Diesel goes, and he yelps, and then he goes, and so she was trying to get me and the service animal removed, because she's like, that's not a service animal. Like, he tried to bite me.
Yeah.
Well, of course he tried to bite you. You're trying to molest my dog.
Yeah.
Like
you are molesting.
You're
trying to. Can you imagine doing that to someone's kid? Can you imagine she came up to your child and grabbed your kid's face and kissed him on the lips? You'd be like, what is this, the Crystalia Airlines? I'm gonna constantly make fun of that. Okay. Can you imagine? That would be a horrific flight.
But the Crystalia Airlines, like, they would just kind of let him back in 8 months.
Yeah.
You know,
and they'd be like, hey, do you want to headline our club? Come to
you
insert club name across the country here.
Yeah, you sell tickets or you buy tickets. I don't know what the equivalent would be on the airline. But
you can't get on if you're over 18.
Yeah.
It's a young flight only. What? Okay, this is psychotic.
So then
I've said psychotic 900 times, but I can't get over it.
Then this flight attendant, she takes off her name tag so that I can't write my little thing, and immediately, like, I'm keyboard warrior, and I'm like on American Airlines reporting, and I'm on the disability, like, because that's the Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
And I legitimately have PTSD. I have a note from my psychiatrist. He's legitimately trained. Like, all of it's on the up and up. And so I was like, I'm gonna lodge a formal complaint. So I did.
Yeah.
And so I hope this flight attendant gets in trouble. And I actually went and talked to one of the other flight attendants. I go, hey, this flight attendant removed her name tag. I go, well, what? Can you tell me her name? Flight attendant was like, gladly. Her name is Michael. And I go, wait. Like, are we in another situation here?
Yeah.
Like, did I just yell at? Like, did I yell at? You know. And
You're like, I'm going to cancel for 2 reasons now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
And I go, I was like, is that the situation? And she goes, yes. And I go, well, I had no idea. Like, there was short gray hair. Didn't know that there was that situation going on.
Yeah.
I was never told by that person that was a situation.
It also does not matter what the person's gender or what they identify as. You've been told not to touch my dog 48 times.
So I had no idea, but I'll just say the flight attendant's name, Michael. This person's name was Michael, but I don't and I guess I called her a lady in this or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're in that community, I love you. I hate one of you.
There's one specific
I hate
one.
Michael. I have a family member who's in that community. I love that community. I will defend you till the end of time. But fuck Michael.
Michael might need hearing aids.
Michael needs something. I don't know what was happening.
The fact that I can't believe that every reply was like, I kiss all the dogs. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you can't kiss mine. You don't touch all the people. That's not how this works. And also my biggest problem here is the fucking other people on the plane that were not going to stand up for you. Get a grip.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
adults. And the one kid being like, hello, yes.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is that once you're on the plane, if you start to mouth off to a flight attendant, they can just be like, no fly list.
Oh, yeah.
And I know the rules. The rules are generally speaking, don't swear at them. Don't really raise your voice. And also don't get up. Do not get up. And so like I was just trying to compose myself, and I was like, I need to say what I need to say. I need to tell this person off, but I need to not get my flying privileges revoked.
Can you imagine? You're on tour right now, aren't you too?
I'm on tour.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I wind up on a bus tour, like, and I can't afford a tour bus?
No. You get tag on with Burt Kreischer.
Yeah.
Start eating a bunch of meats, start getting a gut, and there you go. You got a whole new tour going.
I got a whole new tour. Yeah. So I was like,
That's wild.
I'm like warm in the face just telling that story.
I'm honestly worked up for you, especially because dog people can relate to this, but especially if your dog is also fully trained. Susan's going to get her things revoked. Susan started as an emotional support, and then all of a sudden, halfway through COVID, they're like, no, because people were bringing on you heard people bring on donkeys and pheasants. And I'm like, if someone brings on a service armadillo, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, people are getting out of control. So I got carried away, but Susan's very good. This is also if you go to pet someone's dog. I have a friend whose dog bites, kind of.
Yeah.
And we know this. I don't go in. I let the dog calm down before I pet the dog.
Yeah.
I don't go in and start. I'm like, I pet my dog. So that's how it works.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
People let their ego get involved with the dog petting a lot. They're like, well, I have a dog. I know dogs.
Yeah, I'm good with dogs.
I was in Omaha, and this lady, I was in the hotel lobby, and she goes, well, I can pet your dog. She goes, my husband's a vet. And I go, well, are you a vet? Because my vet will literally give Diesel peanut butter before he pets him.
Yeah.
Because he knows that Diesel's got a halo.
Yeah.
And and like if you give him peanut butter, he won't bite you. But basically the trainer told us, like, look, I got the halo down from like 4 feet to like 4 inches, and if somebody gets within 4 inches of your dog, like, guess what? They're gonna get bit.
They're gonna get
and
bit.
He's had it so much lately where he doesn't even have a halo. Like, there was this big guy in Portland Airport like 2 weeks ago that just like ran up to him. He's like, oh my God, I love Frenchies. He's like a 6'5" guy. And Diesel was like, I'll allow it. Like, and he just let the guy pet him. I was like, wow, you're really growing, buddy. You're really great. And it took him being molested by Michael the...
So maybe Michael helped out.
Maybe Michael...
Actually, at the end of this, we kind of like Michael.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very anti-Michael still.
Also, I'm going to say, too, the kissing... I tried doing a joke with this, and it didn't take off, where I thought it was... Because there's a woman who got on the... she saw my dog. This is like a year ago. Mm-hmm. She got on her knees on the street and kissed my dog on the lips. And I got so upset. I was like... What is this?
Yeah.
You can't be doing this. This is crazy. And then I had to wash her lips when I got home. I literally got like a face cloth and washed Susan's lips. So I was like, well, I can't kiss her. And I don't kiss my dog on the lips.
Yeah.
I kiss her on the top of the nose and I kiss her on the head. At no point do I put my lip. Do you kiss your dogs on the mouth?
No.
You're looking at me like,
no. Well, Diesel's got this really meaty part right here. It's like right above his lip.
Okay.
And every once in a while, I'll give him a kiss on that.
Okay.
But never on the lips.
No. Lips are weird.
First of all, if you kiss Diesel on the lips, he's like, I'm going to slip you the tongue.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to give you the old
Yeah.
And he didn't do that to that flight attendant. He didn't do that to Michael.
Okay. Michael didn't get French kissed by Diesel. I find it weird because I'm like, I had a friend once who kissed one of my other friends' baby in the mouth, and she has the most disgusting mouth in the entire world. Like, I wouldn't share chapstick with this girl. Like, if she took a drink of my thing, I'd throw it in the garbage. Like, her lips riddled with open sores. We know what those are. Disgusting mouth. I love Laura a bit. She knows this, but her disgusting person. And I was like, she kissed this baby on the mouth. And I was like,
Yeah.
And I watched the mom like watch the soul get sucked out of the baby's eyes. I'm like, that's, can you imagine? Aaron, do people kiss your baby on the mouth?
No.
On the face?
I don't really love it because she's so wet.
She's so wet.
She's
Drooly baby.
Oh, Julie.
Oh, drooly baby. Okay, yeah. Babies are kind of wet, aren't they?
Babies are damp. They're moist.
They're just always, they're like smiling and like just bubbling spit out of their
They
mouth.
are, yeah.
Which-
It's too much.
Which I guess we probably wouldn't have depression or anxiety if we could just like bubble spit out of our mouth. We'd just be like, you know?
Also, my dog eats her pussy and her ass all day long. I literally came home yesterday and my couch was wet. And I thought she peed, and I smelled it. I go, no, that's ass lick. She was licking her asshole. She ate it. She loves it. She loves her own ass.
Yeah.
Speaking of kissing babies in the mouth, this was brought up on the episode with Bobby Moynihan, but there was a new tweet recently out, and I'm not sure if you saw this, but
No, I want to see it.
what's his motherfucking name? The football player. Oh, conveniently, it's already on my phone. Tom Brady. This is a photo of Tom Brady. Let's get it. Can we get it? How close up we can get this? That's Tom Brady kissing his son's back of his neck. Take a peek at this.
Yeah, have you seen the video of him kissing his son on the lips for
yes,
like
way too long. So that's where like me and Moynihan talked about that for a long time. But this is a very upsetting photo. It's him kissing his son's middle of his neck and then his legs in between. His son's like 14.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, no, it's not good. It's bad.
Brady kisses his dad on the lips still.
It's
He's 45.
yes.
Yeah.
This is disgusting. This is bizarre behavior. When you have a kid, like, when do you stop? Like, we don't kiss our dogs in the mouth. I don't tell you. If my dad kissed me on the lips,
Yeah.
he'd be in jail.
Yeah.
I would call police. I'd be like, my father, Peter Christopher Tolev,
Yeah.
tried to kiss me, and
Is your
I'm not
father a film director? Because Peter Christopher Tolev sounds like an Academy Award-winning director.
I think I'd be doing a little bit better with my career if my father was. I'd be the next Crystalia. I'd be. That's why I wouldn't be canceled. I gotta stop bringing him up. I bring him up way too much. My dad worked for the Toronto Hydro. That's like the power company in.
Oh, I thought that was like a minor league hockey team. The Toronto Hydra sounds like a total hockey team.
No.
Like,
My dad did teach me. He coached me t-ball when I was a kid.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good at t-ball.
That's crazy. Like Tom Brady has kissed way too many Super Bowl trophies, and now he thinks that his son is like one. That's what it is.
Can you imagine your father kissing the nape of your neck? That's a sexual spot. It's gross. If you haven't seen this tweet, maybe I'll post it with this episode. But it's very upsetting.
I got to be honest. With Diesel, the dog, who's not a 14-year-old boy, there are times where I'm putting his service vest on him,
And you get hard.
and I get so hard, and
You're like, oh shit, the vest gets me.
And I might say like, take this dick, Diesel. I might say that. No, I'm just joking. Wow, that's a very bad
That's
soundbite.
gonna be the clip.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
that's a
the
very bad soundbite. Take this dick, Diesel. And I just said it again.
Yeah. So now that's gonna be for my segments. I'm gonna use that for no reason.
Yeah, they're in the promo of the episode.
Take my dick, Diesel, and then it's gonna be your face and then Diesel's face instead of Tom Brady and his son. I'm gonna Photoshop it.
Oh God.
Oh God.
So with Diesel, he'll just be sitting on my lap, and I'll be putting his vest on, and I'll kind of like kiss the back of his head, and he like leans into it. He's like, "Oh, I feel so loved right now."
Yes.
You know, there's a connection. But if Diesel was a 14-year-old boy,
It's a dog.
no way,
It's sick.
no way,
It's disgusting.
it's disgusting.
I can't even look at a 14-year-old DM me the other day, and I blocked him. He was like, I think your comedy's funny. And I looked at his Instagram and I went, no, you don't.
Yeah.
And I was like, ta-ta, you're not allowed to look at it anymore.
Yeah,
Sick.
That's my whole experience on TikTok. Like TikTok, like you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm answering messages, like I'm answering DMs, and then I'll like get to the next one, and then I'm like, like not only do I not want to respond to you because I think you're like, I don't know, I looked at the picture and I went, no, that's a kid.
That's
and not only do I not want to respond to this person that I think is a kid, I don't want China to know that I saw the message.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know you can DM on TikTok.
Yeah, you can. It's annoying.
I'm shadow banned all the time, so I didn't go on there and give shit. Let's get into the body stuff, because you
All right.
got a lot of body stuff, and I want to get to it. So Pete and I became friends.
Yes.
Over something very. Well, I'm not saying just.
I talk about it. I'm open. You're open.
I'm open.
Yeah.
We got Kybella, and I've mentioned Kybella a million times. People have asked me about it and stuff. A quick recap: Kybella is the it's acid that you get injected into your double chin, and it burns the fat cells, and then you're supposed to never get a double chin again.
Yep. Yeah, it's just orange juice. Basically, they put it into your...
It starts to feel like that because mine is back. I was told that it's never coming back, and you can see it.
First of all, you're doing some extreme chin flexing in order to
but
get
yours
any
went
of that.
down. I will say yours has gone down.
Mine.
So let's get into. So how many sessions? You look like a thumb with a mustache.
So anyway, so I did like 8 sessions of it. I spent like $6,000.
Okay, you spent more than me. I think I spent almost 5.
Well, I need to go to your person then, because I didn't get all the sessions. They still were like, you need more injections, and it's probably going to cost you closer to 10 grand. Well, for like 11 grand, you can just get liposuction and get it all taken out pretty quickly. And the Kybella, I don't know if you've explained this to your viewers or listeners before, but when they do this to you, it puffs up. So you're like, I don't want a double chin, and then you have to walk around for like 2 weeks with the biggest double chin.
You're just like
cheeseburgers.
And it also looks like a separate entity.
Yeah.
Like it moves differently than your whole body moves. It jiggles, like it's so gross.
And it's hard. Like if you...
Oh yeah, there's like lumps.
When I first started dating Nicole, I was like, hey, she came to San Diego for like a hookup weekend when we were still just dating.
And
I was
you
like,
got Kybella.
I had gotten Kybella beforehand, and she surprised me to come, and I was like, hey, I look ridiculous.
Oh my God.
And the funny thing was that like we were like really started the process of falling in love that weekend, you know? And so I was like, well, if you love me like this with my rock hard chin, rock hard double chin, then this is real.
So here's the thing. I think we have the similar things where it's like the rest of us isn't bad. It's the fucking chin.
It's the chin.
And the chin doesn't go away is the problem. Like I would do workouts, whatever, the chin would just sit there. And because again, comics, every like photograph, I had somebody literally 3 weeks ago in Philly, this girl came to photograph me, heinous. Every photo is a gut and a double chin. I'm like, there's no way I look like that for an entire hour. And if I do, then this is the end of my life. Then I'm going to find Michael, and I'm going to get an argument with Michael and get in the no-fly zone so I can just spend my life in a shack.
Yeah, you don't have to tour anymore if you fight Michael.
No, I'm going to fight Michael and bring my dog.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so when did you start the process? Because I saw you when you had a little bit of it done.
Yeah, I think I started it in May of 2021, I want to say. May of 2021. And so I was like... and I got gifted $100 free thing for Kybella, which I was like, oh, this is sweet. Maybe I'll spend $500. And I went to this $100 free thing, and they're like, hey, that gives you 1 vial. And I was like, what is 1 vial? And they're like, well, vials are normally like $600, and you're gonna need at least like 10. And I was like, well, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I knew by this time I was in, and the person that was doing it, the plastic surgeon that was doing it, we're now friends on Instagram and stuff like that. She's amazing. I really liked her work. I just needed more of it. And it wasn't her fault that it didn't all happen. It was just, I have a lot of fat under my face, and she was very honest with me. And like, but it
has gone down. I'm not gonna lie to you. From the first time I've met you, I'd say it's in half.
Oh, good. All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, recently, so I'm on day 6 of dry January.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's going to be fully dry. Like it might be like California. It rains every once in a while.
Yeah. I'm also doing dry. I'm trying to go till February 11th. I'm going to Dallas, and I'm like, I can't be sober in Dallas. That's psychotic.
No, that's crazy.
I'm doing Milwaukee sober.
Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be rough.
No, you don't.
Oh no, boy, it's gonna be a long weekend.
No, you got to drink in Milwaukee. Are you going to the Improv? Oh, I love that club. You guys say I love that club so much. You got to drink there.
I can't.
Oh, you can't.
I can't. I'm really trying. I gained 10 pounds over the holidays, and I'm very mad.
I lost 10 pounds this week just from not drinking 6 days. I've lost 10 pounds. That's how bloated I was from alcohol. But I've been talking about body stuff. I know we're on the chin, but I'm going to...
No, get it. I just want to bring up that you did Kybella too. And
yeah, I want to talk more about that. But like, I'm literally in the middle of serious alcohol withdrawals. Like
really?
You know the like DTs, the deep tremens or whatever? Like I have that, which by the way, I was on tour from August 17th until just New Year's Eve, basically.
That's every weekend?
Every weekend. And I drank like, I don't think I took a day off from drinking. I might have had one day where I like had one whiskey or like two whiskeys.
And that's your go-to, whiskey?
Oh, I love, Scotch.
Okay.
I love Macallan Scotch. I love it so much.
That's it on the rocks, dry, what are we doing?
Rocks, I'll drink it. Neat, I'll drink it, whatever.
And that's what you bring on stage with you?
Yeah, love it. And by the way, people always say like, oh, well, you know, you're funnier when you're sober because you're quicker. I watch all my footage because I tape everything. I'm so fucking funny with Macallan in my head. Like, I don't know if it's psychological. I don't know if it's that I'm a little loosey-goosey, but like most of the clips that you see, I'm fucking hammered and I'm just killing it. And like, so it's been encouraging that I'm good with a buzz.
Okay.
And so I got to New Year's Eve and the day I was like, New Year's Day, I was like, I was like starting to feel bad body wise because I had poisoned myself for so many days in a row. But now I'm like, I'm having headaches. Like
really?
I've had like the shakes and stuff like that. So they say that you shouldn't quit like drinking like that cold turkey. So I've actually been on like a light Klonopin regimen because it literally will make it so that you don't have a heart attack and die.
Like, what do you mean? What does that mean? Like a little bit of sips here and there?
Oh, like a Klonopin? No, so Klonopin, like you can actually take benzos to detox from alcohol, and then it will make it so that you don't have a heart attack. Like, but it's been like my blood pressure has changed in the last few days. Like, it's been not good at all.
Do you not get hangovers at all when you drink?
Never.
You lucky. You're 45.
I'm 45.
You lucky son of a bitch.
Well, when I say never, I mean like I've had massive hangovers, but like I was drinking so much that I think I always had alcohol in my system. And so so this was when I thought maybe I'm in trouble. And this was before this last stretch. And by the way, I'm not quitting drinking.
No.
I'm
You're just going off for a bit.
I need to slow down.
Yeah, you need your liver. Get your liver looked at.
I need to get my liver looked
swollen.
at. It's probably thick. Yeah. It's like my double. I have a double liver.
You need Cavell in your liver. I'll tell you who to kiss that, Michael.
Yeah, okay.
Michael give that liver big smooch.
Michael will be all over that. I kiss all the livers.
I don't know what you. I kiss every liver that comes on this plane.
I kiss all the livers. So I was in Madison, Wisconsin at the Comedy Club on State, and they got me a special bottle of Macallan, and I was like, oh, this is really sweet. And they had it like on the top pedestal of the bar, and so like I kept being like, pull it down, I'll have another. Well, then that's Thursday night, the first night of the shows. So Friday early show, I get to the bar. And I'm like, hey, hit me with a double Macallan, you know, so I can take it on stage. And I go, man, everybody's really been tearing through that bottle of Macallan. And the guy goes, no, it's just you. He's like, I haven't served this to anyone but you. And I was like, I drank a half a bottle last night. He goes, yeah, you must have been hurting today. I go, I went out for a 4-mile run with my old running pal, Casey Meehan.
Oh my God.
I got up at 10 and I went for a run and like we had brunch, no problem.
Do you drink at brunch?
No, I didn't drink at brunch. I was like, oh, I'm sober. I'm going for a run.
Okay.
And then just like I had a day where I edited. I was productive.
Okay. You edit your own clips too?
Huh?
You edit your own clips?
Yeah, do you do that as well?
I do. Look at us.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people do. We're the last few left.
Yeah, well, I
don't want to anymore. I would love someone to do it.
I would love for somebody to do it if you're listening.
If you're listening, we would love for someone to do it.
I would
Please,
love for
God.
somebody to do it. But, well, the problem is that I looked into it and I talked to a few of the people that edit other people's clips.
Yeah.
And then the rate that they were charging, I'm like, no fucking way.
Some of the rates were crazy. And I was like, I can't be doing this.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I only want crowd work clips.
Yeah.
So I'm sure because you don't really post jokes, like full jokes, do you?
I post some jokes, but so I've been collecting an hour to put in my next special.
Yeah.
And I've been like harvesting the best of the best to put in there. And then so if you see me post a clip on Instagram or TikTok, it's literally me posting something that I'm like, this is not going in that hour.
Yeah.
But I was talking to my friend Joe about it, and I was like, do you know how crazy this is? Like, it used to be like, oh my God, can you believe that George Carlin wrote a new hour this year? Well, not only have I written a new hour, but I'm putting up a clip every single day. Like, it's anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I did the math on it, and I'm like, that's 365 days a year. Some are repeats, but if in general, that's 6 hours of material that we're putting online just to keep pace, just to keep the algorithm happy with posting every single day.
Do you post weekends too?
I post weekends too. Yeah.
Really? I'm only doing Monday to Friday right now because I'm losing my fucking mind.
It's such a big project. It's such a large, and like I basically video edit for like 4 hours a day. Like
And what are you filming it on your phone? Or are you filming it on a...
Oh my God, can I show you my rig?
Please.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Because I'm like, I was just looking at a video of mine. I posted a clip. It's not doing very well, but I think it's funny, but it's like, it kind of looks like shit.
So, you know how they say, I read this, like, and you shouldn't live on based upon this, but like, you know, those Instagram memes that they come up on your homepage and you're scrolling through, and it was like, this was like, never give away your secrets. And it was like, if you're succeeding in business or in life, don't give away your secrets. And I'm like, I've been giving away all my secrets in terms of
What
this.
the hell? Also, it's a nice thing to do. So you have a separate...
So this is a Sony A7 II with a 180 to 500 millimeter lens.
Can you screenshot that, send to me? I think I need to buy a camera. I think the phone doesn't work.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the phone doesn't work.
So that's my camera. So it's this crazy lens, and then I use Sennheiser mics, and then I take a GoPro on stage, and so it's like a big production. And then I have like a big beefy Mac that, you know, I spent a lot of money for a lot of memory so I can edit, and it's great, but it's a lot of time. And I started doing every single day on June 19th. And I told myself if I can get to June 19th, I can maybe hire somebody. But
that's a lot of fuck. Are you making good money off Instagram?
I'm not monetizing my Instagram at all.
Oh, you're not?
Because I want as many views as possible.
Maybe I should do that because I'm also making no money. I keep getting shadow banned anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've gotten banned, like I've gotten put on timeout twice, and it was because of just something. Like I had this one clip where I was like, oh my God, that makes me want to die. Like I like said that in the middle of it. Well, then it triggers all the, by the way, my screen background is Nicole's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Full nipples?
No. It's just, so
wild. I was like, excuse me, I thought it was an arm.
Yeah. So,
that's a good pick. Does she know you have that on there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She dared me. She was like, I put it on there as a joke. It's her cleavage.
Yeah. It's good cleavage though.
And you know me, like I'm known as like a nice guy and all this kind of stuff. But I love her tits. And she sent me that picture, and then as a joke, I made it my screen background. And then she was like, I bet you're not ballsy enough to keep that. So I've kept it.
That's
but it's so weird because anytime I have my phone on a podcast countertop,
guys are like, oh, what's that?
What is that? Or like I'll be on an airplane talking to like a lady that's like, you know, they're just like, oh, you're a nice man, and all of a sudden that lights up, and she's like, you're a creep.
You disgusting pig.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I want to get into more body stuff because you said that your brother gave you all these stories. Shout out to your brother for listening to my podcast.
Shout out to Rob. Yeah.
Rob, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You said you had more body stuff. I want to hear the body stuff.
So in COVID, I had this surfing accident. I don't know if you saw me during that period of time at all, but I was like, I got into a surfing accident. I can show you.
What does this mean? What does a surfing accident mean?
So it was like a huge wave day. Like the waves out in front of my house
were
like,
a lot?
Yeah, I surf all the time. I literally bought an ocean house so that I rent an ocean house so that I can surf in front of one of the coolest spots.
I was like, yeah, no wonder you can't pay people to make your clips. You bought an ocean house. I'm like, motherfucker, you ain't going to June 19th. You're going to be making your clips for the rest of the time.
Yeah, to be very honest, if I didn't have this house, I could totally afford a clip person. So yeah, I need to realize that I'm making that sacrifice. So I was surfing, the wave scooped me up. I realized that I had paddled into a wave that was going to close out. Closing out means that like the whitewash goes over you.
Okay.
And when that happens, you're like in the washing machine. Like you're just tumbling.
And the board's attached to you, right? Your foot or something, right?
It's attached to my foot, yeah. So what you normally do on like a small wave is you kind of shoot the board to the side and you dive down. Like that's kind of a normal thing that happens when you get caught in a closeout. Well, I like threw the board, and the board just goes straight out in front of me. It flips over, and I had these brand new like sharp as shit Channel Islands fins, and the wave just scoops me up and it just spikes me on top of one of my fins.
Oh my God.
So the
through the skin?
Yeah, so the fin went through my leg. So you have two bones in your you have your tibia and your fibula, right? So the fin goes through the tibia and fibula and stabs me in the calf. Right?
Oh my God.
And
through your wetsuit.
I was just wearing shorts that day because it was a really warm day. And anyway, so I'm like immediately I'm still spinning underwater.
And it's attached to you now. It's in there.
So it went like spike, and then as I started to turn, then it like
came out.
It like the board pulled out.
Oh my God.
I'm tumbling underwater, and like as the wave just was like doing this, and I can feel warmth coming out of my leg, and I'm like, this is not good.
So bad.
I'm like, this is not good at all, and I'm out. Like I was probably 2 football fields away from the shore.
Oh my God.
And I'm going, okay, what do I do? So I pop up, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna take a look at this. So I pop up, and I pop my knee up, and it's just going like spurt, like it's like a war movie. Like
actually, yeah. Like the
it's
prosthetics,
it's literally like spraying out, and I'm like, and it's spraying with my heartbeat, right? And so I'm like, put pressure on it.
Yeah,
That's what you always see in movies.
yeah.
Put pressure on it. So I throw pressure on my knee, and I'm just sitting there, and then waves don't come. It's not just one wave that comes. It's a whole set of giant waves. So then I'm putting pressure on it. I'm like, shit, next set of waves. So I duck under, and I'm tumbling.
Oh my God.
And I'm holding my knee the whole time, and I'm going, okay, this is really bad. So then I pop up, and there's this guy on a longboard, and like a longboard, you can catch a wave earlier, and it's like kind of safer. And I just said to this guy, I go, dude, I'm really badly injured. I go, can you please help me? And he just kind of looks at me, and then he sees like the best wave coming, and he just catches it. And I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh.
And so that I tumble again. And so then I finally get my board. So I'm like using these waves to essentially like propel myself forward. And then it would like throw me off the board. I was like in danger of getting spiked by my board again.
Oh my gosh.
I finally get to shore, and there's this lady. The first time I ever went out surfing in front of my house, her name's Cindy. I met her. Like we surfed together. Surfers, you like really talk a lot in the water.
Yeah, you're out there bobbing around.
I see Cindy, and she's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you since it was your first time. She's like, how you doing? And then I like stand up, and there's just blood spray, and she goes, oh my God. She goes, let me get your board. And like surfers know that like I had a brand new board. I didn't want my board to get caught up in the rocks. She goes, she was just laughing. She goes, I'm guessing that you care more about your board than your body right now. And I was like, yeah. Well, by this time, Bill the lifeguard, which I know his name.
Okay. Of course it's Bill.
He has the same name as my dad. His name's Bill Lee.
Okay.
And,
Bill Lee.
Yeah, so Bill Lee the lifeguard, he like comes running up to me, and he goes, dude, I saw this all happen. He's like, I saw it happening. And he's like, so I called the fire department. So I like look up, and the fire department is there.
Oh,
they're like
wow.
all ready to take care of me.
Well, that's nice. Shout out to Bill Lee, fucking lifeguard.
Yeah, he's, I would say the tower, but I don't want to give away where I live. But
no, don't give it away.
Don't dox myself.
Yeah.
So the fire department
Michael might be listening.
Yeah, Michael might come over and start kissing my door.
Kissing that wound.
Yeah, kissing that wound.
Smooch.
Yeah, let me see your scar. So anyway. So the paramedics, they start taking care of me. Well, one of the first things they do is they take your blood pressure, especially if you've lost a lot of blood. They're like, your blood, you've lost a lot of blood, and they're like, your blood pressure is really low because you don't have a lot of blood to make pressure. And they're like, we got to get you to the hospital immediately. Well, one of my neighbors pulls up and was like, hey, we saw this happening from the neighborhood, and they're like, we'll take you to the hospital. Don't get the ambulance.
Yeah, like
so,
$800.
Yeah, so they saved me money there. So I get in the ambulance. I go straight to the hospital. I'm in Santa Monica. So this was, people can Google this. It was like October 5th. I'm in the hospital. They're taking care of the wound. They're stitching me up, and I was like, hey, there's something wrong with the inside of my leg. I'm like,
as they're stitching it, you're like, something's weird in there?
And they're like, no, we looked at the wound. Everything's clean. Everything's good. They
didn't do a
well, I was like, I need an MRI.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, all right, we can get you in for an MRI. So they stitch me up, and they're getting done with the stitches. Well, oh my God, why? Eddie Van Halen, I was trying to think of his name. Eddie Van Halen comes in. He's having a heart attack. He's dying. And so it's like all hands on deck.
Oh my God.
It's all hands on deck. And they're like, we got to take, and the doctor was like, I'm not allowed to tell you this, but we need to take care of Eddie Van Halen. And I was like, I love the song Eruption.
Go.
I was like, go to him.
Save rock and roll.
It was one of the most LA moments too, because the doctor was like, I got to go take care of Eddie Van Halen. And
like, yeah, my MRI can wait.
Yeah, my MRI can wait. But in my head, I was like, my MRI can't wait, because this feels really bad. And so I limp out of the hospital, and Eddie Van Halen wound up dying. Like he died. He died right there that day. And
shit.
So like I was sad about that because I love him so
R.I.P.
much. I was sad that I didn't get my MRI.
Yeah.
And then like maybe like 3 days later, I had this crazy fever, and so I went back to the same ER, and I was like, "Hey, I need the MRI. I have this crazy fever." They're like, "This happens sometimes." They're like, "We're gonna give you antibiotics, and then we're gonna COVID test you. Maybe you have COVID." I'm like, "No, there's something wrong in the inside of
my
my
knee.
leg.
It's not COVID.
It's not COVID." So I go with some friends to a lake in California, and like I'm still like limping. I'm like, my leg feels really bad.
Drinking that scotch though.
Yeah, still drinking that scotch. I take mushrooms that day.
Well, this is a bad choice.
Yeah,
this is not good.
I take mushrooms with a hurt leg, and I'm just like, I take so many mushrooms that the next morning I wake up really early, like 5 a.m, and mushrooms make me really happy.
So you weren't like tripping out.
I just woke up and I was like, I'm gonna die, and I'm like, this is the mushrooms. So I look down at my leg, and my leg is like gigantic, and it's just like swollen up, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna die. So
is it like pussing out of the wound or stuff, or just like just a swelling?
Just a huge,
and there's like pulsating,
red, hot lower leg.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, I think I'm gonna die. So I have one of my neighbors take me back to the ER, and I was like, yeah, what's going on in there? The lady right away was like, you have a blood clot. This is like really serious. And so they get me in for the MRI.
Same hospital?
Same hospital, and they basically were like, we fucked up. Like this.
Did they admit to that?
The doctor was like, we fucked up, but like I'm not gonna sue or anything like that.
No. But I mean,
like it's Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
But so
he died of a blood clot.
Yeah, he died. I don't know. But anyway, so then I get the news that. They're like, well, you got to go on blood thinners now. And I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, well, you got to go on Xarelto. And it's like Xarelto's a drug that like only people that are 89 years old are on, or in their 80s. Like my dad's on it. It's like if you're old and at risk for blood clots, you go on Xarelto. So I have to do this to like thin out the clot. But they're like, look, blood clots are really dangerous, and if this breaks off and it moves up your leg, eventually the artery gets wider. Like it goes from being like Santa Monica Boulevard to the 405.
Oh.
And they're like, once this gets to the 405,
They use that example?
They did. Yeah. It was very LA. It was very LA. And they go, once this gets to the 405, and the doctor, I swear to you, goes, and I was like, what? I was like, you can't just
wait.
You can't just go.
I'm gonna Eddie Van Halen. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah, he was, and I was like, you made like a cute death noise.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like laughing. He's
It's
like, yeah,
a Looney
I did.
Tunes thing.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
And he goes, well, it could be worse. He goes, it could go to your lungs, and you could have a pulmonary embolism. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, it means you have a blood clot in your lungs. He goes, it feels like you're dying and you can't breathe, even though you can, but it just feels like that until and I was like, well, what do I do? And he goes, well, there's really nothing you can do. He goes, you got to take Xarelto. He goes, you got to keep moving on it, which like moving blood clot. Have you ever gotten a Charlie horse and it just feels like terrible?
Yeah.
Well, a blood clot feels like that because it's just diverting all your blood. When you get a Charlie horse, it makes all your blood divert out of that main capillary or artery.
Yeah.
And
so you have to walk around in this now.
You have to walk around in it. And he was like, you need to walk a block a day. And he goes, because you need your blood pressure to move the Xarelto past the blood clot so that it thins it out. But you can't get it to move so fast that it breaks it off. And I was like, well, this is a catch-22. I was like, well, what happens if it breaks off? And he's like, and I was like, well, this is terrible.
This is horrific.
This is horrific. And so I had to sit with my leg up too. So my leg had to be elevated unless I was like walking around.
So sleeping with your leg up too.
Sleeping with my leg up. And when my leg wasn't up, it was instant Charlie horse. It was, and like crying in pain and writhing in pain. It was so bad. And this is in the middle of COVID where everybody's like, well, I'm going to die from COVID. And I was like, I'm dying. And
I'm dying from a blood clot.
Well, I'm going to die from the blood clot. So I get this pulmonology specialist that I go to see in the middle of it because I'm like, I want to get a second opinion. I want to see if I could just get a surgery on this, whatever. Well, the pulmonologist goes, so have you been experiencing anything kind of weird? And I was like, yeah, I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, and I feel like I'm gonna die. And like you literally wake up like a Civil War soldier. Like today is my death day.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, do you know that that's a symptom of blood clots? And I go, what? And he's like, Google it right now. And I was like, well, I'm at the doctor. I don't have to Google
you tell
things.
me.
So he shows me on his computer. So one of the symptoms of a blood clot is a symptom called impending forlorn doom. And it's this enzyme that the blood clot releases in your blood, and it goes through your blood into your brain, and it says, look, you're in danger. Like, this is serious. You might die. You're going to die.
Oh,
you're going to die.
I'm constantly telling you this.
Constantly. So, like, I'm on Zoloft for anxiety. I did a bit about this on stage. I'm like, Zoloft, it's for depression and anxiety. Like, it doesn't do shit for doom. like, it's outmatched, you know? And, but yeah, I felt the doom every single morning. I'd wake up and I'd be like, today is our death day.
Oh my word.
It was nuts. And then, so I have this lady in my neighborhood. She's 98 years old. She's this old Hollywood actress named Seema, and Seema does laps every single day. And then she does the stairs. So I'd see Seema out, and I'd be on the couch, just like writing, doing whatever I could, video editing, whatever. And I would see Seema out walking, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go walk with Seema. And Seema would kick my ass. Like, I couldn't
just bustling out there.
I couldn't keep up with Seema, and
Express.
And she was talking shit. She'd be like, "Keep up, like loser."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And she's
keep up, old man.
yeah, keep up, old man. And so I like really bonded with Seema, and then finally the blood clot went away. Like, I had to go get ultrasounds like every 2 weeks just to see if it went away.
So how long did it take to go away?
They said that it was going to take 2 weeks. It took like 4 months.
Whoa.
4 months of all this where I'm just like in pain. Also, Xarelto is a blood thinner, so it thins out your hemoglobin, which hemoglobin is what the oxygen binds to in your blood. So I'm out of breath. I'm basically at altitude the whole time going like my blood oxygen.
Are you still drinking at this point?
No, you can't drink.
Okay.
So I also had to quit drinking cold turkey.
Yeah.
And I think I had one whiskey throughout the whole thing, and then I felt terrible. And I was like, okay, I can't do this.
Boy.
So then in the middle of this, I get the news that I'm going to do my Showtime special. They're like, hey, Showtime's bought your special. My agent knows what's going on, and my manager knows what's going on. And they're like, okay, you're going to do a special. If you don't die,
if impending doom doesn't come true, then
they're like, so we can't tell Showtime that you're
you're widely ill.
That I'm really ill, because they're like, they won't let you do it. And so I'm like walking, and then I finally get off the Xarelto, and I have a month before I shoot my special that now I gotta like somehow get in shape. Because you want to look good for your special.
All swollen up.
And so I started doing more and more laps with Seema, and I was doing the hill in front of the house, and then finally I started doing the Peloton a little bit, for like 20 minutes, and I got in shape for the special somehow, through this. But yeah, I felt like Lance Armstrong that was on like the opposite of steroids, it was
crazy.
It was nuts.
And the special went well.
And the special ended up going well. And like the night of the special, I like cried at the end of it because like I thought I was going to die and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, and then you went through also very emotional to tape a very good special, which yours is. That's also a side note. Plus, you've been stressed out for the last 4 months thinking that you're dying every single day.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take in.
It was a lot.
And your body's fucked. Your body's not the same as it is. It's not up to par.
And then I had to also detox from Xarelto. Xarelto is one of the most addictive drugs, and there are people that are on blood thinners for a while and then they get off of them, and then they're literally like trying to go rob their grandma of their Xarelto, because Xarelto, I didn't even realize it, but it kind of makes you feel high in a way.
Yeah.
Like it makes you feel this like sort of way. And so when I'm detoxing off of it, I just felt like shit. Like I felt sick. I don't want to get too disgusting, but like I usually don't get sick this way. I get sick that way.
Yeah.
So in that month,
the show is called Steph Infection.
Oh yeah.
You're acting as if people aren't talking. You're like this way, bar for shit. You're like,
bar for shit.
Yeah.
I can probably show you a picture. Do you
your
want to
shit?
see? No, not of the shit.
I was like, I don't want to see that. Look.
I think I have a picture of me in the hospital from that.
Yeah, we'd love a hospital pic.
I also have I have Kybella videos in here too.
I got those Kybella videos. I had to delete them. I can't look at them anymore. I'm so upset by them.
I thought that I was going to make a whole YouTube series of me with the Kybella stuff.
Oh, same. Every time I went in, I had them film me putting the injections in. I'm like, this will be hilarious.
Yeah,
and then I was like, no, I look so hideous. I can't.
I was like, it's going to be my Kybella story.
Yeah, my Kybella story.
And I'm like, no, I'm not showing this. All right, I'm going to go back to October.
Okay, get the photo. While you're getting that photo, we'll do one wrap-up question here. That was a big one. That was a lot. But your knee's fine now. It's just a scar. You feel fine now.
Yeah.
It's back to normal. You're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm back to normal. I'm feeling good. I have a neighbor that went through the same thing, and then he used to be a big runner, and then he was like, I can't run anymore. And so
that's just scary.
Yeah, and so he was like, yeah, he goes, whatever you do, just try to get into working out as soon as you possibly can. To not have this happen. And oh god, now I'm scrolling. Yeah, but it was really gnarly, and so I like one of the reasons why even like through the drinking and the whatever, like I've made sure that I kept being fit is because I don't want to become somebody that can't work out after.
No, and you don't want to get. We got to look. We're posting these clips, so we can't look bad in these clips. I mean, what to tell you?
Yeah.
What do you? Is that the worst body thing you've ever heard, or do you have something worse?
Oh, I got something worse.
Oh God.
I got something worse than that. Now I'm trying to find.
Okay, find the photo after.
Do you want to see how gory? All right, this is.
I can't do that much gore.
All right, there's blood on my leg.
Okay, that's fine.
But this is me after they stitched me up.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Are you wearing toe shoes?
So
that's what I took from that. Not your bleeding.
Those are my surf booties. I don't know if you can focus in on that, but those are my surf booties.
Okay.
And then I'm still in I have a shorty wetsuit on.
Okay.
If you want to see the real gore, I got the next picture is crazy.
How gore are we talking? Is it an open cut?
Open wound.
No,
yeah.
I can't do open wound.
You can't do open wound.
Open wound is too much. I can't look at the muscle on the inside. It freaks me out.
You don't need to. All right.
No, I can't. Okay, quickly, we got to wrap this up here. Okay. What is the worst thing you've ever heard?
Oh, the worst thing that's ever happened to me?
You. I meant like in general, like the worst. It could be you.
Oh God. I mean, I've seen some gnarly shit. But for me, when I was in 5th grade, I was skateboarding. I fell on my head. I fell on the back of my head, so I went instantly blind. I was in the hospital with a crazy concussion it was 4 days until the swelling went down, and then my vision came back. So you
didn't see for 4 days?
I didn't see for 4 days. And we were skateboarders, so like,
no
that
helmet.
whole I had no helmet, but after that, I got a helmet. My mom wouldn't let me skateboard with a helmet and full pads. Yeah. So I actually became a pro skateboarder over the next couple of years. I was one of the youngest pro skateboarders ever. I skated for...
Where's this information? What? Do you have videos?
I can show you pictures and stuff.
What? Okay, shoot the photos.
I'm like.
So you have 5 hours on your phone. What? You were a pro skateboarder?
I was a pro skateboarder. Yeah, I was one of the youngest.
How old were you?
So I was 13 when I turned pro, which at the time I was like the youngest pro skateboarder.
Tony Hawk over here. What is this?
I met Tony Hawk. I did demo. I've been really wanting to meet him in my adult life because I want to like he was so cool to me when I was a little kid. All right, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I was like, we can't be. Yeah.
I'm like,
that's wild.
But, yeah, I want to like thank him. He was like so cool to me when I was a little kid, and I was fearless because I was basically indestructible with all the pads on.
Yeah.
And so I became a vert skater, and I was almost like a phenom of skateboarding.
Really?
And but yeah,
what was your go-to like crazy?
My crazy trick. On the vert ramp, I could do a kickflip to indie grab, so like that was back in the day, that was like a pretty crazy thing
cool.
to do. On the vert ramp,
I'm like, do I have a crush on Pete Lee now?
Oh,
sorry,
maybe. I
used to longboard. Is that cool?
No, that's very cool.
I still have it.
Anybody that skates in any capacity, and loves skateboarding is really cool with me.
Wait. If that was, what's the worst thing you've ever heard then? I want to hear what you think, because if these are bad. But what's like a crazy haunting thing that you've saw?
I've seen people die.
You've seen people die?
Yeah.
We talk too much about the cameras and too much about Kybella, but we've been holding back on these stories.
I saw. Oh, this is. I don't even know if I should tell this. I was in a cab in New York City, and I saw a delivery guy get hit by a car
On a bike?
Yeah, on a bike, and his head literally like split open.
No helmet.
No helmet. And
Wear a helmet, people.
Wear a helmet.
Please,
Wear a
God, if
helmet.
you're on a bike or a fucking
Yeah.
skateboard, wear a helmet. I don't care if you don't think you look cool.
Yeah.
Wear a fucking helmet.
Yeah, it was like seeing a.
Jesus Christ.
It was like seeing a.
Not your cab.
No, not my cab.
Like that matters.
The biker got hit by a cab, and he. It was like seeing a turtle get run over. It was
like the shell?
like just like this guy's head just like exploded all over the road, and
my
it was
God.
like it was the most crazy thing. And then I had a set. I had to go on stage.
No.
I had to go on stage at the Stand like maybe 20 minutes later, and I was just like shaking from adrenaline and like. And also, the crazy thing about New York is that like my cab kind of like stopped for the traffic and then just kept moving and then eventually went around it and then just got me to my destination and he kept going.
Yeah, nobody cares.
And I was on stage just going like, get through this.
Even though your mind's like, I just saw
somebody
like
die. And there was
Holy
no
hell.
question. Like,
No, I mean,
there's no surgery that brings you back from turtle on the road.
No, I don't know. That's not funny.
That's not funny,
You
yeah.
saying turtle on the road. That's wild. Okay, we got to brighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to this. Which
You
is
didn't
not
think I
funny.
was going to do
I didn't think you were going to
there.
say that. You really came out with these fucking stories. You're freaking me out here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is I don't think I gave you the prep for this, but what do you think is the funniest way you could die?
What do I think's the funniest way you can die?
Like you personally.
Oh my God. I guess on stage, like really big laugh.
Yeah.
really big laugh. And then like right then the blood clot gets to my brain. And then
And everyone thinks it's a bit. They're like, oh, he's really going for it.
he is selling it. He's died on stage. Like that'd be great. By the way, during the blood clot story,
We might have to have you come back for a part 2. Yeah. I feel like you have more stories.
The clot moved twice. So it got to my upper thigh. And so it was like really scary.
You can't see it.
You
just
can
know.
feel
You
it.
feel it?
You can feel it. You can literally like go over your thing.
So it can move around all willy-nilly.
Well, it doesn't really move around, but like you can move your leg over it, and it almost felt like there was like a zit in your vein, kind of a thing, or in your artery. But
Well, did you ask what happened if it would get to your penis?
into the dick.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go directly into the dick because that's not where that road goes.
Okay, but some guys might like that big fat tip.
Dude, my dick swelled up. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, the head of my penis is a huge clot, man.
Yeah.
Look how thick this is.
Yeah, that's actually the funniest way to die. Like, dude, I died dick first. That's like a great epitaph on a tombstone. He died dick first.
You died dick first. Well, God damn it, Peatly. Where can everyone find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Peatly, on TikTok at Peatly, at YouTube at Peatly.
Okay, classic.
And at my website, peatly.net.
Okay, and go see your special.
Go see my special on Showtime. It's there till July. You can watch it till July, and then with with like licensing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm gonna get a special either on Showtime again or on another platform, and then they'll buy my other special, and then they'll put out 2 specials.
Oh, well, look at that. Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
And then Michael will be front row, sitting there smooching everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube.
Thank you, Steph.
Write in. You're welcome. I keep forgetting to mention, write in if you have a body story you want me to share. Anonymous, not anonymous, stephinfectionpodcast@gmail.com. Follow the podcast on Instagram. Follow Pete. Follow me. Thanks, All Things Comedy. See you.
Follow us.
Follow our chins.
Follow us.